Hi guys, it's Alyssa with Crafty Wampus. How are you today? We're going to be making my Spindle Snowman's Spindle Pumpkin Head Man, Pumpkin and Spool Snowmans. So let's start with these Spool Snowmans. And I start with these little wooden spools. Oop, get my finger out of the way. There's the label for your screenshot. Okay. And then I take this traditional burnt umber. This is the right, yep, traditional burnt umber. And I painted it. Okay. Then we have these lollipop sticks. Get this from Hobby Lobby. They look like this. And the spools came from Hobby Lobby too. Hope my glue gun is warm. Okay. So we're gonna take our lollipop stick and we're gonna take our fabric. Oh yeah. I have to get it over here. Somebody asked me, what do you use the fabric for? Got that at Walmart. I just tore off a strip of it. And now I'm gonna take my lollipop stick, put a little bit of hot glue on there. Let me use this end. Hope you can see that. I'm gonna wrap him around a couple of times. Then I'm gonna put another little thing of glue just to hold him in place. Take some more glue. Just to hold him there. And trim him off. Now, these popsicle sticks are 6 inches long. They're a bit too long. Oop, did I move my camera? I'm gonna trim him off. I should have did that before, but I'm gonna trim him off. Get rid of that. So he's about 4 inches long now. Just about 4 inches long. So now I'm going to take my brown ink pad and just run him over my brown ink, or my brown ink pad onto my popsicle stick, lollipop stick. Okay. What did I do with that? Oh, there it is. And then I have not painted this. This is Okay. Now I can stick that down in there with a little bit of hot glue. Put your hot glue in there. Sticking down in there. Okay, so that's what our base is made out of. And now we can do the heads. Okay. So the heads come in 3 different shapes: an oval, a circle, and a rectangle. And they're quite thick. They're probably 1/4 of an inch thick. Here's the label for those. Got them at Hobby Lobby. And I chose to use the oval and the rectangle. Here. I'm using vanilla cream paint. It's just a off-white cream colored paint. And I painted those. And then I took my brown ink pad after I painted them, and I went doop, 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 all around the edges to make them have that brown look to them. The ink pad came from Hobby Lobby. Now their noses, I just freehand my nose, just like a carrot shape, onto a piece of paper, and I cut it out, and this is my stencil. I use this. Can you see that? For my noses. And I take my stencil, put it on here, trace around it, and then cut it out with scissors. And you get the little noses. I use terracotta paint. After I paint the noses with the terracotta, I go back with my ink pad and I around the edges of the nose. And then I glue the nose on with hot glue, just a little tiny dab of hot glue. Okay? Then for the eyes, I use just black and white paint. Black and white paint. And with the black paint, I have this paintbrush. He broke apart. But he has like a little flat edge on him. You could use one of those, these little popsicle sticks if you wanted to. Just a flat edge. Pour out you some little bit of black paint. Dab your little paintbrush in there. And dab. And then dab again. Dab. For the black eyes. You're going to want to wait for the black to dry. And then once the black is dry, you're going to take your white paint with a toothpick dab it into the white paint and dab, dab for the highlights. Okay? And for his little cheekies, or cheek, I use just CoverGirl blush and a Q-tip. Dab it in there and just on there. That's where you get your cheeks. Okay. Then, where's the bows at? Now I use these bows from Hobby Lobby. I don't rightly know if they have My Little Christmas out yet. I'm guessing within the next month they will. But if you can't find these, you can always use these. And these are from Hobby Lobby in the scrapbook section. They come in, I think, 5 different colors. But they are so easy to paint with acrylic. You can paint them whatever color you want. That's what I did with the bows. And on the backs of them, haven't finished them yet. They kind of look unfinished because you could see that glue on there. I'm going to take a piece of cream colored felt and just glue that on there. That'll hide all that. Okay, so when I told you when we first started that these sticks come 6 inches long and we cut it off to 4 inches, I first started with the 6-inch long. And these being so thick, he was top heavy and fell over forwards. So, whoops, he's gonna fall over forward. Anyway, that's why I cut him down to 4 inches. Now, if he's still top heavy, obviously you can go up a size in your spool, bigger around, that'll help. And there's also this double-sided mounting tape. It's sticky on both sides. They make it in rolls and they make it in little circles. So you could just stick that on the bottom and they'll stand up perfectly. I think that's all I did with those. Yeah, somebody was asking about what do I do with the fabric. Yeah, that's what I do with the fabric. Put it around the base of it, or the stem of it. So I'm going to set these guys over here. And then put this over here. Now, let's do this little pumpkin. Oops, can't see that. Let's move this. Pumpkin. We're going to use the same package that we used for those Spool Snowmen. We're going to use the ovals. I already showed you that label. And you're going to use 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay? I used terracotta. Painted them terracotta. Then I took my ink pad again and just boop, 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 around the edges, like my sound effects. Boop, 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 boop. And then I kind of brushed it across the top to give it that dirty look. Sorry if it's not very bright in here. We have rain and storms right now, and it's like really cloudy outside. Okay, this is a stick out of my yard. And I painted it, oops, traditional umber. And then, I haven't finished the back of it yet. Can you see my gluey things? And then I put this little wood cube on here. Just to help it stand up a little bit better. I got those little cubes at Dollar Tree. Just to give him a little bit more stability. I still gotta paint that terracotta and then paint all that glue in there, cover it up. But this is so cute. This would look so cute on a tier tray. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's move along. Okay, let me put this over here. Let me get this back over here. Now let's do these Spindle Snowmans. And I start with this. These are aluminum foil, plastic wrap, parchment paper, and wax paper rolls. After you get done using them, there's this. Save them. They are extremely sturdy. They're really thick. I tried using a paper towel roll. No, they're really big and like flimsy. These are really cool. I can't even get that in here. This was a parchment paper roll from Save-A-Lot grocery store. Now, let me put that over here. This one right here, can you see that? That one? This one I think is like an aluminum foil roll. I did not cut it. This is the full length of it. And then these guys are, maybe you can go this way. This is one full roll, but I cut it. I didn't cut it exactly in half. I wanted one to be a little bit taller than the other. You can use a saw, or you can use like a serrated steak knife, or I just used my Dollar Tree red and white scissors to cut these in half. So this one is one, and then this one is one. I got 2 snowmen out of one roll. That one is what? 9 in the... Oops, don't get my head in there. However tall that one is. How tall is this one? 9.5. And then this one is, I don't know, 15 inches. So we're gonna start with that. I saved this one from my Pumpkin Man. This is 1-on-1. Okay. I painted this guy with my terracotta. Now I'm going to show you the technique that I do for making everybody that I make out of these styrofoam. Taking my traditional umber. And little peoples that I have in my photos, this is the technique that I do. Take a baby wipe, put it on my finger, dab a little bit on there, dab some of it off, and then just start rubbing. Maybe get a little bit more. I guess you could use a wet paper towel. Just start rubbing it on there. And it'll give you a aged effect on there. There's the knot part and there's the part. I mean, you just keep going and going until you like what you see. Oh, I got a lot on that one. That's okay, because we can always wipe it off. We'll just switch to a different part on our baby wipe and wipe it off. I ain't gonna quit now. Now these styrofoam balls, they have little indentations in them. I think it's from where the mold was holding it in the machine when they was making it. You see that little dot right there? I think that's where the machine was holding it in there. You can easily sand that off with a little bit of sandpaper. And my fingernail is forever brown now because all this paint under here. Okay. So we got that part. Let him dry. Woo. Okay. Now with the snowmans, I did the same technique, but I just used the vanilla cream for his paint color. Okay. But I still did the baby wipe technique. Okay, now what are we doing? We have to do the base. I take this piece of styrofoam, the crunchy kind, piece. I already made some before, and I go like this and push them down in there. You can go bye-bye. Now I got stuff everywhere. And I'm going to pull him out of here. Maybe. He's not going to pull out now. I like to pull that out of there so that I can put glue in there to hold that in place. But this is just so that we can have more of a surface area to glue to our base, to our spindle base. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Where did that go? The heads. Oh my goodness. Where's my mind? In a minute I dropped it. Okay. The heads are these things. these styrofoam balls. They're 3 inches. Get them at Hobby Lobby. You don't have to get them at Hobby Lobby. I can't. Styrofoam balls. They're 3 inches. Okay? And then I take a bead of hot glue right around the edge and stick it on there. That's how I attach the head. I got ahead of myself. You might want to hold it down just to make sure that it's secure. Wait for the glue to dry. Okay? There. Now we can move along. I put this styrofoam in here so that I have more of a surface to glue it to my base. And my base is the same package that we did the pumpkin and the Spool Snowman out of. We're just using the round ones. And there's the base, the round one, out of this package. Okay? So I took my round one and I painted it burnt umber. Just one coat. And then I took my sandpaper and sanded off the edges a little bit. Can you see that? And then put hot glue all around there and glued him to that circle. That's where my spindle comes from. Okay? Now, I used all of my... Did I use it all? Here, let me rip off another piece of this fabric. We're using the same... What did I do with it? We're using the same Waverly fat quarter. I gotta get this wet paint on here. I'm just gonna snip off a piece like that. And then tear it. Okay? And you want to take off all your little stringies that come along with it. I'm going to cut that off. And then, I don't know what I want for my front. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. Just like we did with the Spool ones. And wrap him around. Put you another little thing of glue on here. And just keep wrapping. Now, feel free to paint this tube the same color as your fabric. Like, paint it with your vanilla cream. That way this color doesn't show through your fabric once you wrap it around. I'm gonna need a couple of pieces of this. Wait a minute. I'm trying to keep a front and a back. Gonna go all the way around. I'm obviously gonna need another fabric strip. I'm going to trim off this edge. So that's how we get it started. And then take your ink pad and just run it along to make it that dirty color. Same concept. Snowman is vanilla cream. Pumpkin Man is terracotta. We're still doing the same. Everything else is the same. This big lid on here. And then I take my jute cord, start at my back with a little piece of glue, wrap it around a couple of times, glue it around. And I did that for the top and bottom. Now don't be doing that. Okay, these are buttons, just out of my button stash. These are the bows. I talked about those. What did I do with those? My Little Christmas, Hobby Lobby, or you can do those scrap picking section, Hobby Lobby, paint them whatever color you like, hot glue them on there. The eyes are buttons, and the nose is the chipboard like we used before. I just drew a bigger carrot shape as for my stencil. And then I took a piece of this orange fabric. No, this, no, wait, I have one over here. Also got at Walmart. Can you see that? I think it says its color is pumpkin. Just cut a strip of it and do it like we did the body. Wrap it around the nose. And then we use our ink pad and rough it up a little bit and glue it on there. Then we use our blush to make the cheekies. Okay, so we can make a whole bunch of different sizes of those. Okay. Pumpkin Man. Same concept with everybody. I used this green fabric right here. I just have a bunch of fabric. You'll just have to pick out something that you like. Same concept. We just wrap it around. And then we do the ink pad on the fabric. We do the jute cord here and jute cord here. Then these are just buttons out of my stash. I used brown buttons. And then the bow, I painted it burnt umber, traditional burnt umber. For his nose, I used black felt. Black felt. Just cut out a triangle, like a long skinny triangle, and then cut off the pointy end of the triangle. And for his eyes, instead of using buttons, which you can use, I used these little round, let me get some of them out here so you can see them. Can you see them there? These little wooden circles. Here's the tag. I used the little bitty ones. And I painted them black. Wait a minute. Painted them black. Right here. And then I took my sandpaper and just went along the edges to rough them up a bit. Okay, and then I glued those on there. Alrighty? Now for his little hat, I did black felt. Gotta get my white crayon. And gotta get my yogurt container. And I used the bottom of my yogurt container as a stencil and traced around with my white crayon onto my black felt. And I cut that out. So that is this part right here. Okay. Now the top of his hat, I use every single time I make my Lils, whether it's their body or their hats. This is the exact thing that I use. There's her comb. Now here is what I usually get. Can you see? Here, Christmas crafts. Take a screenshot of that SKU number. And then there's the rest of it. Take a screenshot of that. Okay, see how they're calling that styrofoam trees? They only have these couple of months out of the year at Hobby Lobby. Well, here's your solution. Now, you guys probably go to like Michael's or Joann Fabrics or Amazon or what have you, but I do Walmart.com. And when I can't find stuff that I need through Hobby Lobby, I go to Walmart.com. And here is my label for my styrofoam cones. Walmart.com. You get 24 of them in a box for $14.99. And to make his hat, you come back over here. And you go over there. To make his hat, we're going to take our blade. I can't see nothing. It is so dark in here today. I don't know how much I cut off there. 3/4 of an inch, maybe? It don't matter. You make it as long or as tall as you want to. Cut him off. That's why my cutting thing is on the floor. So now we have this cone without the point on it. Oh, forgot to tell you. If you're going to put a hat on somebody, you need to make you a little flat spot. So can we see this? I'm going to shave me off a little flat spot. And it don't matter if you do it before or after you paint. Just put that little flat spot on there. So that's what you want to do. And then you'll put your felt, what do you call that, brim on there. Glue that on there. And then you'll have that ready to go. I painted this black 2 times. Then I put some of the fabric that I used on his body up here and some more jute cord and just glued them all together. It's pretty simple, really. I hope that I explained everything good. If you guys need to answer questions answered or what have you, just ask. I know you guys was wanting to see the... Hang on a second. Hold on. Take a trip with me into this other room. Can you see those? Yeah? They're like humongous. But we're gonna be doing those in a couple of days because I want to finish my Angel, Santa, Scarecrow, reindeer, and I will be doing that in a couple of days. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Spindle, Snowman, Pumpkin Man, the wooden pumpkin, and then the Spool Snowman. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. See ya.